Welcome back to God Chosen Cosmic Melodies. Today we are going to talk on bigger things happening in the world. I was in prayer and I asked God some questions, and ask and you shall receive, as we know. And I was directed to this book, and it's about finances. It's by J.L. Collins. The book itself, it's not necessarily what the book has to do with. I mean, it has to do with wealth, right? It's talking about wealth, but it's a specific part of this book that God led me to that had me connecting other dots. So after I came across this part of the book, I ended up coming across an interview with Elon Musk called the Elon Musk on the Future of Warfare, on the YouTube channel Farzard. I don't know, I've never went to that YouTube channel before, but it was something I was guided to just look into. And so I'm going to start reading off this part of the book, and then we're going to get to that interview because it's all connected. As we know, everything is connected. There's no such thing as coincidence. So this part of the book, it's called The Ugly Event. The ugly event happened only once in the last 115 years. Longer, actually, but that's how far back on our DJIA data goes. We haven't had another in 86 years. Some even argue that with the controls put in place since 1929, it is unlikely we will ever again. While we can't be sure of that, we do know there are extremely rare events. What we're living through today is one of those things. In 2008, we came right to the edge of the abyss, closer, I think, than most folks fully appreciate, but we didn't tumble over. This I find encouraging. What is not so encouraging is that a deflationary depression like that of 1929 is only one of the two possible economic disasters that can destroy wealth on a major scale. Here in the US, we haven't had to deal with this monster since the Revolutionary War way back in 1776, but it destroyed Zimbabwe's economy as recently as 2008. Hungary had the worst case of it in history when in July 1946, the peak inflation rate reached 41.9 quadrillion %, and many credit the German hyperinflation of the 1920s with the ushering the Nazis to power in the 1930s. This is very relevant to what Hitler is he's trying to pull off what the Nazis did, Hitler did back in 1920, which was like so long ago. But as we know, Satan, he continues to try, or whatever, the energy of Satan, like energy, tries to pull off these things and overstep a higher power and through the people that operate in that energy. So let me keep reading. Hyperinflation is very bad news, every bit as destructive as deflation. And it is exactly what it sounds like. Inflation running out of control. A little inflation can be a very healthy thing for an economy. It allows for prices and wages to expand. It keeps the economic wheels greased and running smoothly. It is the antidote to looming deflationary depressions. Now I'm going to jump to the next part that I felt guided. I'm not going to read the whole thing out of this book because this book, it's God guided me only to this part because it was some of the answers to seeing a bigger picture. Okay, so it has nothing to do with this book. It's more so just the part that I was guided to, which I'm going to continue reading. So during periods of inflation, anything you want to buy will cost more tomorrow than today. You have an incentive to buy that house, car, appliance, loaf of bread today and beat the price increase tomorrow. Delay is punished with higher prices later, and action now is rewarded in the inflation period that we're in. So buyers become even more motivated, sellers become even more reluctant. Too much of this and the market slips into a deadly spiral of increasingly worthless currency people are desperate to exchange for goods. Governments love a little inflation. They can add money to the system, keep the economy humming, and not have to raise taxes or cut spending to do it. In fact, it is sometimes called the hidden tax because it erodes the buying power of our currency. It also allows debtors, like the government, to pay back their creditors with cheap dollars. Now, I'm going to jump over to a next part that I was guided to read. So none of this is to say that big ugly events are not very scary and destructive things, which is what we're living through today. It's a big ugly event, but they are rare, and in the context of overriding approach, spend less than you earn, invest the surplus, avoid debt. So this is really important. This is survivable in all of our lives, even of the worst circumstance, if we are more mindful to spend less than we earn. This is a really big deal. Spend less than you earn in the times we are living in today. And this is how the people at the bottom of the pyramid will be able to survive like hard times, because people are spending less than they earn. This is not the time to be going in debt on credit card debt or whatever kind of debt. And if you are in debt, educate yourself through books and videos to work your way out of debt. And as you're working your way out of debt, spend less than you earn. You should not be impulse buying, impulse spending for going out or things like that, because we are living during a time that it is very important that we think about staying afloat, not just staying afloat, but surviving through the times of the financial crises that's happening in the world. So this is a key mantra that can be helpful to all of us. It's the soul of simplicity. The soul of simplicity, the simple the better. Don't make your life complicating by overspending, by getting in debt. The soul of simplicity, the simple the better. So I jumped to another part of the book that says, FU, money is critical. So life is uncertain. The job you have and love today can disappear tomorrow. Remember that nothing money can buy is more important than your fiscal freedom, which is financial freedom, fiscal freedom. So if you want to have a sense of financial freedom, spend less than you earn. This is really important. In this modern world of our, no tool is more important. In this modern world of ours, no tool is more important. Spend less than you earn during the times of inflation. And don't be too quick to think short term. Think long term. Think, you're going to want to put money aside in case, emergencies come up in the times that we're living in today, because, things are very uncertain financially for a lot of people, especially with Elon trying to make cuts to the people at the bottom of the pyramid as the people at the top get richer. So we have to remember that we are angelic forces, and in the Dead Sea Scrolls, it is foreseen that the battle of the dark and the light are going at it. This has happened before our generation, and it's happening here and now in the times that we are living in today. In real time, it's unfolding, the bad and the good. And the bad and the good in as far as people higher up and just throughout humanity in general. People who don't hold themselves accountable to a higher level of integrity and accountability and morality. And then there's the ones who do. So the ones who are in a lower vibration are on the dark side of this war. The ones who are on the higher spiraling up vibration are on the light side of the war, which is we're choosing to be the angelic forces that we truly are. The dark side are angelic forces that are choosing to go against a higher power. They're choosing to be overridden and overtaken by demonic forces, the dark principalities of this realm. They are in a state of amnesia and they are going against the Most High. This is what it boils down to. Now, some of them may realize it, and some of them may not. And the ones who do realize it and continue to act out in those dark vibrational ways with the dark principalities, they don't care. They don't care about the rest. They are locked into the dark principalities of this realm, and they will get their consequences at some point or another. But with them not caring throughout this whole thing, we have to be very on guard and mindful to stay away from people like that, to call people like that out for what it is on a continuous basis. And we have to remember, everything that we want is on the other side of fear. So all of us angelic forces need to keep in mind that whatever fear tactics the dark principalities of this realm try to use against us are the other side of the outcome that we are intending to go towards is on the other side of fear. So we have to continuously combat this fear on a day-to-day basis from the inside out. Anytime you feel yourself going in a state of fear within your thoughts and your feelings about finances, about whatever it is, anything and everything, you have to overcome that fear time and time again. And remember that the light is guaranteed to win, but we have a lot of battles before we achieve that win. And throughout every battle, we need to conquer over our fear of loss, fear of whatever it is, because this is how they try to make angelic light forces lay down their lives literally because we think that we are helpless. And no, we must not lay down our lives, and we must remember we are not helpless. We just need to face that fear head on, no matter what it is. The fear of financial collapse, do not succumb to the fear. Think about solutions. Be solution orientated in the times we are living in today. For every problem, there are a million other solutions. We live in a multiverse. We live in a quantum physics reality. We live in a quantum entanglement reality. And through the multiverse and whatever timeline of existence that you choose to focus on or be on, for every problem, there are a million other solutions. And when you keep that in the forefront of your mind and you use that as leverage over any fear mongering or any fear feelings or thoughts that were to come over you, you will cancel it out with a million other solutions and timelines that you can direct your multidimensional self to, because we have multi-directional abilities, and where we direct our attention, that's the timeline that we will be on. So for every fear thought and fear feelings, you cancel it out with a solution behind that issue. Whatever issue is arising that's causing you to feel any feelings or thoughts of fear, you instead cancel that thought and feeling out with the vibrational knowing that for every problem there is a solution. Even if the odds seem against us, even if the numbers seem like we are outnumbered and the odds are against us, they are not. That is an illusion. We are living in times where illusions look real, and we need to time and time again break out of these illusions that are trying to be put over us on a daily basis. In so many ways, they're trying to have people under the illusion of fear. Fear is an illusion. When we snap out of the illusion and remember that we have more power than they want us to believe. And so this goes for people higher up in the White House, people making the decisions that might put them in a state of fear of maybe they should sway to the dictator, authoritarian tyrant because of fear tactics that are put over them. But if they remember this soul truth, the simple the better, and face these fear tactics and face these decisions that we have to make on an internal level and an external level with the light of truth, with the knowing that what we want is on the other side of fear. And fear is an illusion when you remember that for every problem is a multitude of solutions. So with that being said, please stand in that truth, stand your ground, whatever it is. Remember to spend less than you earn, and focus on the timeline of abundance, because even though people may be facing financial struggles right now, remember, our life is created through our mind. It is mind over matter, especially in the times we're living in today. So even if you feel that you are in a financial crisis, you need to use your mind as leverage. You need to use your mind's superpowers to focus on abundance, regardless of whatever financial crisis it may be, because what we focus on, it manifests itself in the physical realm. So this is why it's so important for people to focus on what you are thankful for, grateful for, and happy about, and in a state of love and peace and solution orientated now more than ever. And so this video, I'm just going to leave this one talking about this financial stuff, and I'm going to come back on my next video. I'm going to talk about the spiritual solutions that we can also utilize as leverage in the times we're living in today. So please subscribe if you haven't already, because it does help these messages reach many other people. Click like. As we know, the algorithm, the more likes there is, the more this video can reach many other people. And ring the bell for any new upcoming videos. And so I will leave this one here. Remember to stay prayed up. Pray for your goals, your possessions, your pets, your family, your friends, humanity, and the planet at large, because our prayers during the times we're living in today count now more than ever. Because remember, we win through the principalities first before we get to see the change manifest itself in the physical realm. So we do need people being more proactive in their prayer life, and remembering that your prayer goes out into the field, into the quantum field that we're living in, the electromagnetic field, and your prayers help with the light forces winning the battles in the higher realms, because this is what we're facing today. It's the principalities. It's a psychological war. So that's why I said in this video, keep in mind, if you're going through any sort of financial crisis, emotional, mental, spiritual, physical crisis, you need to focus your energy on the goodness, and the goodness will restore your vibration, because what you're vibrating at, you will continue to attract. So this is why, even if the external world shows that there might be some sort of crises, but let's say your inner vibration is not in that state of crises, then you will attract better than the crises that you see happening externally. This is why it's so important for you to be mindful on not paying attention to the crises, while not spiritual bypassing. This is not spiritual bypassing at all. This is just a spiritual technique to get things back in your leverage, so you don't end up in a timeline that you don't belong in during the times that we are living in today. So just remember your superpower in how we create our reality from the inside out. So even if you are going through something that is a difficult time, remember your energy determines what you get to experience in this life. So make sure your energy is in a good energy, because the energy you are, you will attract. And if you want to attract solutions, you need to be in a solution orientated energy, a solution orientated vibration to attract those solutions to you. Okay? So please snap out of the amnesia that you are helpless. We are not helpless. We have energetic superpowers that can get us out of any low vibrational timeline. Okay? This is how powerful we really are. Even if we're not making decisions in the White House, even if, all this crises things are unfolding, we are not helpless through this. We have so much more power than they want us to believe. And we have the power to break out of fear. We have the power to break out of any illusions whatsoever on every level from the inside out. So stand in your power anytime you feel that you are powerless, because you are not powerless. We have the Most High, and the Most High, and the way that quantum physics works, we have to use this God-given ability that we have in our interconnection of all that is as leverage to get ourselves out of low vibrational timelines, like I said. So again, please keep that in the forefront of your mind now more than ever. And also, again, as I always say, pray, because your prayers can help you break out of any bondage from the inside out. And truly, the power of prayers, like somatics proves the power of words, and the power of biblical text and the power of holy words can help free you out of fear, free you out of these low vibrational timelines that you don't belong in. So please make it a point to be proactive in your prayer life now more than ever. And okay, I will leave this one here. Like I said, I will be back to talk about spiritual solutions in my next video. Until then, I will talk to you in the next one.